Hi everyone, you're welcome back to this channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you how you can make a perfect pleated peplum. Peplum simply means a short section you attach to the waistline of either your top or your jacket. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to take you through step by step on how you can perfectly achieve this, and it will look nice at the end of the day. So sure, you are going to find this tutorial very helpful. So if this is what you're interested in, so come along with me and let's get started. Thanks. So as you can see right here, I have my fabric cut ready. I've cut the length I desire for this tutorial, the length of the fabric. Okay, now I have the length here to be about 8.5 inches. So this 8.5 inches is hem allowance inclusive. I've included the hem allowance, so I have the total of 8.5 inches. Okay, so the width of this fabric, that is the amount of the width, is about 113. So the width actually depends, even the length actually depends on who you are working with, or whose measurement, or which measurement you are working with. I'm actually working with the measurement of waistline of waist circumference of 34 inches. Okay, and that is why I have so long amount of fabric in terms of width. Okay, so right now we are going to start. Now I'm going to open it up. Already it's on fold, so I will open it up and I will start immediately. Now I will be attaching a facing to it, so I will just go ahead. Okay, now you just go ahead. If you want to attach facing to it, which is being called lining, just cut the length of this, but remove like 1 inch from it. Like in this case, the length of it is 8.5. So if you are to cut the lining, you cut like 8 inches or 7.75 inches. Just cut 8 inches, but it must not be of the same length with the fabric. Okay, please take note of that. So right now I'm going to start straight. So from the edge here, I'm going to measure. So when you are measuring, you make sure you also include the allowance on the zipper. So you include the zipper allowance, okay, to this edge here. Like the zipper allowance I will be working with is 1.5, so I will include that 1.5 from this, with this at this edge. Okay, so from this point here, I'm going to go ahead and mark like 2 inches. Okay, so I will go ahead and mark 2 inches or 2.5 inches, so that it's better you have excess at the base than to have a shortage of fabric. Okay, so I'm marking 2.5 inches at this edge, at the start point. Okay, so after that I will now go ahead and mark 3 inches. So I'll mark 3 inches. So half of 3 inches is going to be my interval. So once I've marked 3 inches right here, it means the next one is going to be half of 3, which is 1.5. So this totally depends on what you want anyway, but I prefer it like this. You can decide to make the interval of yours to be 2 inches. There is nothing bad about it, but I just want it that half of what I have here will be the interval. Okay, I hope you are getting it. So after 1.5, then I go ahead and mark 3 inches. Here is it. Then after that, I move to marking the half of 3 inches, which is 1.5 inches. Okay, then I proceed. I mark 3 inches, then 1.5 inches. I proceed 3 inches, 1.5 inches. So this is how I'm going to go till I get to the other end. By the time I get to the other end, you will see, so at the last point at the other end, this is what I'm going to mark there. This 2.5, which I use for the starting point, is what I will be marking at the last end of this of the edge. Okay, so let's go. So as you can see right here, I've got to the second edge, and I have it right here, 2.5, which I started with. Can you see? I have it 2.5, just exactly the way I started on the other edge. And here is the other edge. Okay, 2.5 inches. Okay, can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do right now, having completed this, is, and I've also went ahead to cut the lining. Okay, I've cut the lining. Here is the lining. I made it 8 inches for the length. Okay, the length of the lining, 8 inches, like I told you. So the next thing right now is just to go ahead and although I have 8.5 inches here, so I will have to trim it to that 8 inches, because I said that it mustn't be the same length with the real fabric. Okay, please take note. So after that, I will now go ahead and stitch it to the base. So I'm going to place it on the right side of the fabric. So here is the right side, this is the right side, and this is the wrong side. So I'm going to place it on the right side, then I stitch. Sorry for the power failure. Now I went to stitch the base like I said, and this is what I did in stitching the base. After stitching the base, okay, the down part from one edge to the other, then I now folded little out of the main fabric upward. You can see how it is. The reason why I did this is because by the time I turn it in, you won't see this lining coming out or being visible under it. Okay, that's the essence. So after that, I also sew it from this edge here down to the length line. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do right now is to turn inside out, that is turning it to the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and turn it to the right side. So by the time I finish turning it to the right side, then I'm going to iron. So after ironing, you discover that this is how it's going to lay. Okay, the fabric will have gone in little, so which will prevent the lining from visible coming out. This is how it's going to lay. So after that, we can proceed. Okay, now as you can see right here, I've turned inside out, I've turned it to the right side, and I've ironed it. That is why you can see it very relaxed like this. So I'm going to start by pinning the line or the mark which I made for the pleat. Okay, so I'm going to start from one edge. So this is just an allowance. This first one, 2.5 inches, which I mark an allowance. This is the main pleat, okay, of 3 inches. If you remember, I marked 3 inches all through for the main pleat. Here is it. Can you see 3 inches? So I'm going to, that mark, I'm going to place it together like this. So I'm going to join it together like this. Then I use my pin to pin it down. So I'm going to go ahead. This 1.5 inches is going to be the space, okay, in between. Then I proceed to the 3 inches, which is this. Then I match it together like this, okay. Then I go ahead and pin it also. Can you see? So I proceed. The next one is this. I match the marks together. I go ahead and pin it down. I proceed. This is the space left, 1.5 space. I go to the 3 inches, okay. I match it together. Then I pin it down. You can see that the pleat is almost forming. Okay. Can you see? So I proceed with the 3 inches. I pin it down. Can you see? So this is how I'm going to go like that from one edge to the other till I complete this exercise. So I'm going to proceed like this till I get to the other edge. Then after that, I'll be right back to show you the way it looks. So after having completed pinning it from one edge to the other, as you can see right here, so obviously you can notice that I went ahead to give it a very fine press, and that is why you can see it like this, very, very neat and beautiful. I hope you like this. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to go ahead and remove my pin. So I'm going to remove the pin one after the other. After removing this pin, I will now go ahead to the machine and then stitch the edge together. Okay, I will go ahead to the machine. So this is the edge. Here is the edge. So I'm going to lay it on the machine like this and stitch it together. So I'll stitch it with like a less than 0.5 inch. So I stitch it all around. Okay, but what I'm doing right now is removing the pin which I use to hold this edge or the pleats together so that it doesn't join together, so that it can lay well. So I will go ahead like I'm doing right now. I remove the pin all around. Okay, now that I'm done removing all the pin from the edge here, so the next thing right now is just to go to the machine and stitch it down. So I don't need to panic about maybe scattering, as in the pleat scattering. No, it won't scatter. Just make sure I will just make sure I lay it very well on the machine. Once you have ironed it, this is the way it's going to stand. Okay, so I will start by placing it together, joining it together like I'm doing right now. Then I stitch all around from one edge to the other. So as you can see right here, I'm done stitching the edge together. Okay, can you see? Here is it. Stitch it together from one edge to the other, and that is why you can see it laying well. So I don't need to panic. Like I said, once you have ironed it very well, it will stand. It will maintain its stand. Okay, so here is it. Now by the time I attach it to the waistline of my top, then it will come out very fine. Okay, I really want to appreciate you for taking your time to watch this video. I hope you have learned a lot, or you have learned something from this tutorial. If you have, please kindly give it a big thumbs up. Click on the liking button to appreciate this work. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video. So if you have any question regarding this tutorial, feel free to drop your question and let me know your comments about this. So I will implore you that you should go ahead and try yours. Whatever the result you get, let me know. Thank you very, very much. So till I come your way again, lest I forget, if you're joining this family for the very first time, I will implore you to click on that subscribe button below. That subscribe button, just click it, and also click on the notification bell so that you can have access to my new update videos. Thank you very much. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.